Eh. Eh. Wow, a Mega Man Shadow Drop, huh? Oh, alright. I've procrastinated long enough, and I still got all these games to talk about. So,
Mega Man, also known as Rockman in Japan, is the famous blue bomber who we all know and love from Capcom since the NES days. The premise is simple. You run and shoot your way through numerous levels to fight the robot masters at the very end and acquire their own ability. Although it may require some trial and error to know which weapons are best to use to beat each level in a specific order. While he may not be doing much now in these days, we do have all the glorious legacy collections to go through.
looking back at the series, it blows my mind how Capcom used to pump out games after games worth of Mega Man alone. I mean, we got 6 Mega Man games made exclusively for the NES. That's insane.
While I'm not too familiar with most titles outside the main series, you do have other titles like the X series, which seems to offer more advanced platforming and combat. Until everyone hated it. The Zero series being a handheld equivalent to those titles. Soccer? Man, we're going places with that.
Actually, I got something better. We also have the Mega Man Wily Wars. This is a remake of the first 3 Mega Man games made exclusively for the Sega Genesis. In fact, they even offer you brand new original levels once you beat all 3 games, even utilizing weapons across all 3 games. However, what I never heard about beforehand were the 2 arcade releases, Power Battles and Power Fighters. I'd love to try it out, but clearly, I don't live in Japan. It did, however, get a home console release through Mega Man Anniversary Collection, only on GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. Clearly, I never owned it, and I probably should now that I had learned about it.
It did, however, get a handheld adaptation of both titles exclusively for the Neo Geo Pocket Color as Mega Man Battle and Fighters.
I don't think this is gonna make me start collecting SNK games anytime soon.
Metal Slug Anthology PS2 to PS4 emulation disc and the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection Volume 1 for Switch is the best you're gonna get from me for the making of this video. That is, until they just casually shadow drop it on the eShop for $8.
I mean, sure.
Upon booting up the game, it is noted that this is indeed part of the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection series.
Interesting enough, while I do own the first volume on cartridge, Mega Man Battle and Fighters isn't included in this compilation, so this standalone release is the only modern way of playing this game. Hopefully this means we'll be getting a second volume in honor of this release. Alright, that was pretty self-explanatory then.
However, for originally being a Japanese release, not much was put into the translation, so this is as raw as it can get. In the first title, Power Battle, you choose between either Mega Man, Proto Man, or Bass to play as, and a curated list of bosses to fight throughout the classic Mega Man games. Random level selector, go. This is a surprisingly faithful handheld adaptation of the original arcade, only difference being the handheld variant retaining the NES-style sprites as opposed to the modern 2D artwork. Other than that, this is straight up a Mega Man boss rush in arcade form.
Cool, I'm all about that.
Just like all the other titles in the series, you can acquire their abilities after defeating each boss, and can use it to your advantage to take out the other bosses easier. Although, due to the random nature of the level selection, you can honestly manage to play through the whole thing with just a Mega Blaster. As well as the inclusion of unlimited continues for the handheld release, you can honestly beat it in less than 20 minutes. And that's it.
But what about the sequel?
Similar formula, except now we have a fourth playable character.
Duo? I honestly didn't know how deep the Mega Man lore can go.
Thankfully, the level select screen isn't randomized, so you can pick and choose the order you would like to play with a newly curated list of bosses.
So, yeah. This isn't anything too special outside of being a dedicated boss rush mode. But damn it, I'm that stupid nerd who loved novelties such as this. And to have a rare, licensed Neo Geo Pocket Color game to be readily available on Switch, that's pretty awesome. Although, does that make me an SNK fan? Or am I just playing a Capcom game as an excuse to talk about SNK? You know what? Let's try some Metal Slug. It's included in this compilation, so why not? Let's just say maybe.